I am a murderer. On my spiritual path, I murdered several people. First, I murdered the thinker, then, I murdered the speaker, next, I murdered the twins, listener and hearer. Afterwards, I murdered the seer, thereafter, I murdered the desirer, next, I murdered the doer, at last, I murdered the witch, the mind, who was the mother of all the above. I did not know she had a brother, the watcher, who witnessed all these. So, finally, I had to murder him too. The thinker was the eldest son of mine and was brought up by karma, memory, and experience. I murdered the thinker because he sucked my energy and lived. He made me restless, tired of thinking. He was nonsense in thinking. He was ambitious in thinking. He was so clever and so creative in thinking. So thought he so and so. But he was cunning and lustful. I murdered him because he was a monkey who often jumped to past and future, dragged me to the dead past and imaginary future, stealing away my lively present. He was an invisible magician. He had a magical power. He became the person or object he thinks. He made me act their roles. Gradually, I lost myself. I forgot my real self. I who was one became many. I murdered him because he sowed so many seeds of desire into my heart. He made me mad after money. He made me mad after power, lust, and all sensual pleasures. I'm just murdering the thinker. He kept me in his jail for thousands of births. I'm a saint. I have miles to go. I have to murder him to go ahead. I'm just murdering the thinker. The speaker is the son of Prana, god of air. The gates of his house were made up of lips. After discussion with the thinker as fast as possible, he often spat out the words of knowledge through these gates. I killed him because, in anger, like volcano, he burst out fireballs of four-letter words that burnt the heart of many. I murdered the speaker because he was talkative during my meditation and irritated me through his non-stop talk. He talked to all people whom I met in my past. He talked to all people whom I would meet in future. He commanded me to do this, to do that. He disappeared. I became the accused. But he is my best friend. He was with me even when I was alone. Even when everybody left me, he was with me even in my dream. I murdered him because he disturbed my meditation. He interrupted me when I wanted silence. I murdered him because he tempted me like Satan. He lied and made me lie on the Everest of sins. I am just murdering the speaker. I am a saint. I have to climb up the mountain of silence. I promised not to kill him if he would become dumb during meditation. He refused. So I had to murder the speaker. I'm just murdering the speaker. The twins, listener and hearer, starved of death after the death of thinker and speaker. They struggled for life soon after I banned sound and noise from my inner world. The listener studied in the University of Knowledge, but scored not more. The hearer, like a good cricketer, caught every ball of sound without fail, but his gain was in vain. I murdered them because they jumped in and stirred my silent heart into the great waves of ocean. They only made me the knower and the learner. Still I murdered them because they trapped and chained me into the known. I longed to explore and exhaust the unknown. I murdered them because they refused to tell me the whereabouts of the map consciousness. Rather, They made me a chatterbox inside. I am a saint. I am to explore, expand, and dissolve into eternal space where listener and hearer are the forbidden fruits of knowledge. Hence, I had to murder the listener and the hearer. I am just murdering them. I murdered the seer because he did not see the truth. He was anxious to see again all whom I had seen in my past. He was a reckless wanderer, roaming along with memory. I murdered him because he made me desire whatever he had seen. He was seeing the ladies the way he should not see. My eyes became tired of working for him. When I closed my eyes for meditation, he continued to see with the spiritual eye of his mother. I am a saint. I want to see the unseen without seeing. I promised him not to kill if he would remain blind for some time. He refused. So I am just murdering the seer. I murdered the desirer because he was nurturing his father karma, who brought me several births, which brought me several woes. He made me desire for 1,001 things, thus to run restlessly in a never-ending marathon. He cheated me in disguise as a dream, ambition, goal, passion, love, and aim. Why should I pursue my dream to make it into reality while I am naturally surrounded by reality everywhere? One goal that may or may not end in joy in future steals away my whole life with its endless joys at present. I murdered the desirer because he brought so many worries to his mother mind. My body was also tired of working for his desires. I stabbed him first when I desired to be desireless, but he did not die fully. He died only when I gave up that desire too. I am a saint. To kill the desirer means to me to renounce all. I am just murdering the desirer. I murdered the doer because he is the invisible time traveler within me. He dragged me wherever he traveled. He flied to so many places in no time. I was dog tired of traveling with him. I murdered him because he made me waste my time on TV and mobile. I murdered him because he arrested me with the chains of habits. He made me repeat the same sins again and again. I murdered him because he dragged me to the hell of illusion and ignorance and made me ever engaged, busy, mechanical, robotic, hypnotized, slavish, and insane. I am just murdering the doer. I am a saint. Non-doing is meditation, that is the path to silence. The static state leads to the dynamic state and vice versa is the law. I am just murdering the doer. I murdered the mind who was now at sick and bedridden at the loss of her children, thinker, speaker, listener, hearer, seer, desirer, and doer. I murdered her because she is the distance between me and God. She is the poisonous tree which bore poisonous monsters. I advised and counseled, but the more I tried to clean her, the more she became corrupted. How can we clean a dirty place with a dirty cloth? I murdered her because she was hiding the map consciousness that takes me to the heaven. She was the map, and only her death could turn her into the map. Death of mind means mukti. I am a saint. I have to attain mukti. Here I am just murdering the mind to give birth to consciousness. Space makes peace within. That was vastly occupied by the monstrous children of mind who are dead now. Crowd and noise that I hate the most disappeared now. The watcher who helped me kill mind and her children was also finally murdered by me. The watcher rescued me from the hell of illusion. He was the guardian of the map consciousness. He brought me the realizations of truth. He gifted me wisdom. He made the sinner the sage. He took me to the world of God, soul, and immortality. I murdered him in God's place when I was tired of watching, when I wanted to be silent forever without being watched by anyone, when I finished reading the last word in the book of the unknown, when I wanted just to exist as silently as existence. The time came. I had to transcend the world of wakefulness. Hence I murdered the watcher too. I am just murdering the watcher.